In this Congress, there are multiple individuals that conspired, that were willing to move hell and high water to disrupt the peaceful transition of power. And my fear, and frankly, I think the fear of many Americans out there, is that nothing is going to happen to them.
Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for Yellowhammer Now, and I've got some cable news craziness for you coming from MSNBC, where former Biden and Bernie Sanders flack Symone Sanders now has a job over there, as does every Democrat PR hack that has ever worked for anyone of value. They're over there at MSNBC making stupid arguments now that the January 6th committee is finally done with their sad work and has made their irrelevant referrals. So now Sanders is asking how come Republicans are allowed to exist in a world where she thinks Democrats control everything.
It's quite concerning. You know, Joy, I was watching your show earlier today, and you talked about how post-Civil War, the folks who sided with the Confederate members of Congress, they were taken care of, they were expelled. In this Congress, there are multiple individuals that conspired, that were willing to move hell and high water to disrupt the peaceful transition of power. And my fear, and frankly, I think the fear of many Americans out there, is that nothing is going to happen to them.
And Ron Johnson now has 6 more years to do whatever shenanigans he feels like doing in Congress. I mean, would that the Mandela Barnes campaign had this kind of information to go into that election with?
Well, they had some of it.
They didn't use it. Yeah. I mean, it's actually a huge problem for our democracy that we still have what amount to insurrectionists serving and in the House of Representatives, and they'll have power, some of them.
The comparison to the Confederacy obviously is idiotic for a bunch of different reasons. But let me just remind Symone Sanders and anyone else who wants to make these really stupid arguments how incredibly misguided they are. Karine Jean-Pierre, the current press secretary for Joe Biden, is an election denier. So are most of the people that Sanders works with over at MSNBC. So are presidential candidates like Hillary Clinton, the current president of the United States, Joe Biden, and numerous Democrats, including Jamie Raskin. He is one of the congressmen on the panel that actually looked into the January 6th situation. He said this.
Is going to be. I hope that our legacy will be an unswerving devotion to the facts, the rule of law, and the Constitution. We were charged with dealing an event that is radically unique in American history. Nobody before, much less a president, had ever come so close to overthrowing a presidential election and bypassing the Constitution. That's what we were dealing with. So our greatest legacy and our most enduring legacy would be one that is certified by time, which is that we never encounter anything like this again, and that we keep the progress of American democracy moving.
And Raskin isn't the only person on that panel or in Congress that is an election denier on the Democratic side.
Right. I have an objection because 10 of the 29 electoral votes cast by Florida were cast by electors not lawfully certified because they violated Florida's prohibition against dual office holding.
Debate is out of order.
The court has been thwarting formation of the popular will, the most spectacular example being Bush versus Gore, where the majority, by a 5-4 vote, enjoined the counting of more than 100,000 ballots in Florida and essentially gave America its first court-appointed president.
So let's stop this nonsense in pretending that these people have to be expelled from Congress, because they do not.